hospice and I'm dying, so if I was ever going to tell the truth, this would be the time to do it.
First at 10 is a story many people haven't heard, many people have heard, I should say, but not all of them believed.
Still, nearly 50 years later, Calvin Parker is sticking to his story.
He says he was abducted by something out of this world in Pascagoula back in the 70s. And with all the recent UFO sightings, our Shelby Myers wanted to check in on Parker.
She's here in studio with us right now to find out more about the story. Shelby?
Yeah, Byron Lanise, Calvin Parker is always interested when UFO sightings or talk of aliens make national headlines. He's hoping to get some kind of answer as to what happened to him on the banks of the Pascagoula River all those years ago.
These blue hazy lights was reflected from behind, so that's about the time I stood up and looked behind to see what it was, what really was back there. And it was three bulky looking creatures.
It was an encounter Calvin Parker says was out of this world.
I felt a shot immediately or something in my arm, and it just calmed me. It's like a calming agent. So this thing carried me to the steps of the craft.
On the banks of the Pascagoula River near Ingle Shipyard at 19 years old, Parker says he and Charles Hickson were fishing when extraterrestrial beings carried them into a spaceship to examine them.
And she took her right hand and the two middle fingers on that. She started running down my throat. Well, I got to choking. And I was having a hard time breathing. Well, she took out her fingers and just kind of stood there and kind of looked at me. Now, she didn't say nothing, but mentally, I felt like she said, "We're not going to harm you."
For close to 4 decades, it was Parker's deepest and darkest secret until 2018, and he decided to share it with the world, letting me interview him for the first time in 2019. He told me then, and he still tells me now, the same story of how aliens or some creatures abducted, examined, and dropped him back off. He still doesn't know why they did it or why they chose him. But every time UFOs make national headlines, he gets excited, but then disappointed again, wishing to finally get some of his questions answered about the encounter.
Why the government don't release what they know, or if they know anything, I don't know. But they not.
When I first interviewed him, Parker told me he came out of decades of hiding to leave behind a legacy, to tell people it really happened and he's not crazy. Tonight, his story is the same, but his outlook on life and the legacy he wants to leave behind has changed.
The alien story is just small. I want people to know that I love my family. I loved life. It's been simple, but I think that the simpler, the better.
He is such a kind man. I've gotten to know him throughout the years. And tonight, Parker tells me he knows his life is short. He's making arrangements to set up his family for when he's gone. They really don't have much, but you can still support them by buying his book. It's actually on Amazon. I'm going to have more information on our website, fox10tv.com.